there, Leo. Welcome to your mid-March 2025 General Tarot Update. It's Raina here. Welcome to my channel if you're new, or if you have migrated from my astrology channel, at least for now, I'm going to call it that. This is my new groovy deck. It's called Flower Child Tarot or something like that. Very cheery. I would think a Leo person would appreciate the sun being right there. Oh, speaking of the sun. Whoa, interesting. Okay, let's see what we got here. We got a lot of major arcana activity going on here, so that's pretty cool. The heart of the matter is the Six of Pentacles. This is one of the cards that is connected to inheritance, like the Ten of Pentacles. But the Six of Pentacles is a card of give and take. Now you see that the woman is holding a scale in her hand. I am just, this deck I just got today, so I'm kind of breaking it in. And I have not seen these images yet, so I'm, just going with what I'm seeing in the moment. I've never seen this card before, but I do know what the Six of Pentacles relates to, which can be about the energy we put out and the energy we receive. Is it somewhat on an equal playing field, or are we giving more than we're getting? And I'm not talking about like material exchange necessarily. I'm talking about it from the perspective of energy. So you work a job, and yes, I think in the workplace, it certainly would be about money, because you might be saying, well, I am doing the work of two people and I'm getting one salary and I deserve more money. Or I'm dating this person and I'm always the one to call them and they don't call me. And Leo is a big-hearted sign. You may be the person who's always paying for dinner. And it's not, see, I'm really trying to emphasize, this is not tit for tat financially, like I bought you dinner, you should be doing X, Y, or Z, or you should be buying me a gift or something like that. But it's one of those things that it's symbolic, if you're always doing this, or you're always calling, you're always paying for things, it's like you really want to please that other person. And if you're getting back a lot of indifference, or somebody who is almost like expecting things now, then you can see that there's not that sort of equal thing going on, and that can really symbolize that it's a one-sided relationship. So only you can know that for yourself. And in the workplace, this can be where you feel that you're being taken advantage of and that you're not being appreciated in a sense, because you feel like they're just trying to get what they can out of me. And that can breed a lot of resentment. In the past position, we have the Chariot, and this can be a card of some kind of victory. Now, in this particular deck, they're showing black and white cats. The black and the white represents duality. Somebody pointed this out to me. One of the viewers pointed this out to me, because they'll have the horses of duality. The Chariot is about, and usually they show her or the person holding the reins of the horse, because it's kind of like, this journey. And I would say it's like this journey through life. And how do we travel through life? Do we travel in a sense of being taken, like it's a runaway chariot and we have no control? Well, that might be more of the reversed card. In the upright position, you're in control. but you're in control with the knowledge that there are dual forces that are battling themselves out, and you're trying to just kind of navigate through this um, path that is strewn with all these maybe obstacles and this opposing forces, and you're doing a great job. But it might be that you feel that there's not that payoff. They're not getting something. By the way, the Chariot card could represent the sign of Cancer. So if that's somebody that you have been with and you feel a sense of dissatisfaction with that person and how they are kind of valuing you or relating to you, then maybe that's what's going on. The higher message is the Devil card, which can mean that whatever you're dealing with, there is something going on that is not either wholesome, but I would say since the Six of Pentacles is in the what do you call it, the center card, like the main concern, that it can be maybe you're with a narcissist and that person is not going to ever give you what you want because they're completely self-absorbed. And they do not have the empathy to even care about how somebody else is doing or whether or not they're just kind of dominating the situation. So it could be, or even like a boss who is like indifferent to your needs. So the bottom line is that if you're waiting for somebody to actually care enough to give you what you need, that could be a very long wait, and it could be very foolish to look at life that way because you might be waiting forever. So what are you going to do about it? And it's very interesting that the challenge card is the Hangman, because you can see it's cute. They have this frog. Isn't this deck charming with all these kind of like, to me, it's more like the 70s rather than the 60s. Because I was a kid in the 70s and they had a lot of rainbows and it wasn't, the symbolism that we associate rainbow to with the LGBTQ community. It was more like, they would have like smiley faces, and it's almost like trademarks or memes that we associate today, but it was just kind of like the bright and sunshiny, like bubblegum pop music and stuff like that. But the Hangman it's interesting that they are kind of using that rainbow symbolism because it is associated with Neptune. So maybe it's the idealism that the rainbow represents, the happily ever after. But in this case, when we're looking at the actual Hangman, it's all about being in a state of limbo. And because of that, I feel like maybe it's because Leo is a fixed sign, so you tend to be very patient, sometimes like to an extent that is unreasonably patient, because you're hoping that this other person will see the light and that they will magically change. So you putting yourself in that position makes it so that you are continuing to feel like you're not moving forward. So that's really on you, and you have to kind of like figure out how you're going to proceed. What's coming in is the Sun card, and this is your ruler, the Sun. The Sun card represents every good thing, really. Love, creativity, success. I would say too, the Chariot can be about success as well. Healing, abundance, and I feel like in this particular spread, in this context, that it is about honoring yourself. And I feel like that's what Leo ultimately has to do sometimes is they have to honor themselves. That's not being like the devil and being a narcissist. It's being very aware of how you may have allowed somebody else to kind of take liberties and take you for granted and be able to say, no, not anymore. But you're not doing it in a hostile way. You're just being very aware of what has been done. The outcome is a card that is actually connected to Sagittarius, the Temperance card, and it's a card of the water representing the spirit and the land. You see how one of her feet is on the rock. So it's grounded. She is grounded, but she's also in the water, which represents the spirit, which represents the creative force, along with the practical force. And so when it comes to Sagittarius and how that relates, how do we walk a spiritual path as embodied beings is the question. How do we do that? And why do we do that? Well, we're doing that because we're trying to achieve our goals. And this, the sun and the chariot card are really about that's happening for you, Leo, but not losing sight of the bigger picture. Because, for instance, if the Six of Pentacles has made you feel that something is not balanced, it's probably, you know, manifesting itself in the material sense because energetically that's happening as well. But interestingly, it could be coming from you that you're shutting yourself off to some part of yourself. I would say that for a lot of Leos, it would be the creative side in favor of the money, in favor of that kind of thing, or the status. And to me, that's the devil card, selling your soul. What profiteth a man to gain the world and lose his soul? So the Temperance card is about balancing the spiritual and the material. And it's interesting that it's right under the devil card. I don't believe in accidents. Okay, Leo, that's what I have for you. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a private reading, be it astrology, tarot, or both, I have package deals that include both. I have, natal chart interpretations, all kinds of stuff. Please check out my link below for more information, and thanks for watching. Bye.